Hey Canadians, get those Canadian flags waving, fire up the barbecues, and get ready to belt out "O Canada." It's Canada Day. That's right, folks. It's the day we celebrate everything that makes our great nation so special. From coast to coast to coast, we're painting the town red and white. But why July 1st? What's the big deal about this date? Well, gather around, friends, and let me tell you. Mark your calendars, folks, because July 1st, 1867, is a date etched in Canadian history. This day is not just another date on the calendar, it signifies the birth of a nation, the dawn of a new era for the people living in what we now proudly call Canada. This is the day Canada as we know it was born. Every year on this day, Canadians from coast to coast come together to celebrate with fireworks, parades, and a sense of national pride that is palpable in the air. On this momentous day, the British North America Act came into effect, uniting three British colonies, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and the province of Canada, which would later become Ontario and Quebec, into one glorious nation, Canada. This unification was not just a political maneuver, it was a monumental step towards creating a cohesive identity for the people of these regions. Before this, things were a little complicated. The separate colonies had their own governments, laws, and even currencies, making trade and communication a logistical nightmare. Imagine a bunch of separate colonies trying to get along, not always easy, right? There were disputes over borders, resources, and governance which often led to tensions and conflicts. July 1st changed all that. The signing of the British North America Act was a beacon of hope, a promise of unity and cooperation. It laid the foundation for a federal system of government which allowed for both local autonomy and a strong central government. It marked the beginning of our journey as a united, independent nation. From that day forward, Canada began to grow and evolve, welcoming new provinces and territories and developing a unique cultural identity that we celebrate every July 1st. This day is a reminder of our shared history, our struggles, and our triumphs as a nation. So, when you see the Canadian flag waving proudly, remember the significance of July 1st and the incredible journey that brought us here. So how did we go from a bunch of separate colonies to one big happy family? It wasn't an easy journey, but it was a remarkable one. It all started with a bunch of really smart and determined individuals who saw the value in unity. These visionaries were not just dreamers, they were doers. These were the fathers of Confederation, and they faced some challenges, let me tell you. They had to navigate through a maze of political, social, and economic hurdles. They had to convince different colonies with different priorities to come together. Each colony had its own unique set of concerns and interests. After much debate and negotiation, they hammered out a deal. This wasn't just any deal. It was a carefully crafted agreement that took into account the diverse needs of each colony. They agreed that a united Canada would be stronger, more prosperous, and have a louder voice on the world stage. This vision of a united front was not just about survival, it was about thriving. And you know what? They were right. The unity they envisioned laid the foundation for the Canada we know today. Their efforts ensured that Canada could stand tall and proud, both domestically and internationally. Today we see the fruits of their labor in a country that is diverse, inclusive, and united. The legacy of the Fathers of Confederation lives on in every aspect of Canadian life. From the bustling cities to the serene landscapes, the spirit of unity they fostered continues to inspire us. Their story is a testament to what can be achieved when people come together for a common cause. So the next time you see the Canadian flag waving proudly, remember the visionaries who made it all possible. A union was born and it continues to thrive thanks to their unwavering dedication and foresight. Now, don't picture the first Canada Day as one big crazy party. It wasn't exactly fireworks and fanfare right off the bat. The first celebrations were a bit more, shall we say, dignified. Think formal ceremonies, speeches by important folks, and maybe a parade or two, don't get me wrong. People were thrilled about their new country, but it took a little time for Canada Day to evolve into the massive nationwide celebration it is today. Section 5, Coast to Coast Canada Day today. Fast forward to today, and Canada Day is the biggest party of the year. We're talking fireworks lighting up the night sky, parades with incredible floats and marching bands, and free concerts with top Canadian musicians. From St. John's to Victoria, Whitehorse to Windsor, Canadians come together to celebrate their shared heritage and national pride. It's a sea of red and white, with folks decked out in their finest Canadian garb. Section 6, Beyond Fireworks, uniquely Canadian celebrations. We love a good fireworks display as much as the next country, but Canada Day is about more than just pyrotechnics. It's about embracing what makes us uniquely Canadian. Think massive outdoor barbecues with all the fixings, juicy burgers, hot dogs, and of course mountains of poutine. We're talking street hockey games that break out in neighborhoods, folks singing their hearts out at karaoke bars, and communities coming together for pancake breakfasts. Section 7, Fun Facts Did You Know? Here are a few fun facts about Canada Day to impress your friends. Did you know Canada Day wasn't officially called that until 1982? Before that, it was known as Dominion Day. The world's largest beaver dam, no surprise there, is in Canada, and it's so big it can be seen from space. We Canadians love our maple syrup, eh? We produce over 80% of the world's supply. Section 8, a time for reflection, what Canada Day means. Canada Day is a time to reflect on how lucky we are to live in this great country. It's a day when we come together to celebrate our shared values and the freedoms we enjoy. From coast to coast, Canadians gather to honor the rich tapestry of cultures and traditions that make up our nation. We have so much to be grateful for, our families, our friends, and the communities that support us. It's a day to appreciate the simple joys of life, like a family picnic in the park or watching fireworks light up the night sky. Our freedom, our diversity, and our shared sense of belonging are what make Canada truly special. We celebrate the fact that we can express ourselves freely and live in a society that values inclusivity and respect for all. And let's not forget our stunning natural beauty. From the Rocky Mountains to the Atlantic coast, our landscapes are as diverse as our people, offering endless opportunities for adventure and exploration. It's also a time to acknowledge that our story isn't perfect. We must remember the history and contributions of Indigenous peoples and recognize the need for ongoing efforts towards reconciliation. We need to keep working towards reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, honoring their traditions and wisdom. This is a crucial part of our journey as a nation, and it requires commitment from all of us. Creating a more inclusive and equitable society for all Canadians is a goal we must strive for every day. Volunteering, supporting local initiatives, and fostering understanding among diverse communities are just a few ways we can contribute to this vision. As we celebrate Canada Day, let's take a moment to reflect on our past, appreciate our present, and look forward to a future where every Canadian feels valued and included. This is what Canada Day means to us. Section 9. Happy birthday, Canada. So let's raise a glass of Canadian beer, of course, and toast to Canada. Here's to another year of growth, prosperity, and good times from coast to coast to coast. Happy birthday, Canada.